That's not what I wanted.
Thank you, creepy lady.
All right.
I guess.
There we go. All right, so we'll start with Keelan real quick, and then we will catch up to the group essentially. So Keelan, your character whose name escapes me, Belbin, wakes up, and it's like one of those days where you wake up and it's like, what year is it? Kind of thing.
Okay.
You remember having the weirdest dream of your life. You had been walking through a similar forest to the one that you had gone out into to find the giant crystal that you'd found.
Okay.
And you encountered we'll call it a creature, with like normal legs, and then a kind of furred human torso, and then a bulbous, almost spherical cat head, which seemed almost entirely disconnected from the neck, to the point where it would roll around and be upside down. His interactions seemed to defy gravity. He would walk up trees, and the head would go different directions than the body, things like that. And you remember being caught in a conversation with this creature for what felt like days, and you can remember barely any of it. What you do remember is that it had asked for your help and had promised a boon to the camp in exchange, essentially, a favor, which is a big deal in the favor.
Okay.
When you wake up, it seems as though you are alone in the barracks, which is odd, because you know that you came in here and there were a bunch of other people.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
First I would pat myself down and make sure that I still have all the things I had on me before, that I didn't get robbed, so everybody left me here.
Okay, give me a perception check.
All right. So it's going to be all right, I'll roll it in roll 20. Perception. That is a natural 20 for a 25.
Okay.
Nice.
You notice that
I see it.
not only do you have all your items, you have another item which will be magically determined later. The purpose of which is it gives you expertise on proficiency checks for smithing tools, and another, I don't know, common magic item type of equipment thing to be determined later. But you notice you have an extra item on you. We'll
Okay.
say it is a small smith's hammer.
Okay.
But you do believe that you have all the things you went to bed with,
Okay.
plus an extra thing.
You got
All
reverse
right.
pocketed.
Yeah,
I go,
reverse
well,
pickpocketed. Indeed.
Pickpocketed.
I'm like, well, this is the first, but and I look down at it. I cast Identify on it because I feel magic emanating from it,
It
and
is
I
faintly
identify.
magical. Yeah, it is faintly magical. Like I said, you know the property, it gives you expertise. It seems almost mercurial in form, as if it is still completing its own creation.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
So as I look down, I see this new smithing hammer. I go, well, that's odd. But that's I go and I I feel the beds of the other. I feel the other beds in the barracks here.
Mhm.
Are they warm? Am I just woken up recent? Like, have I woken up
They
just after everybody, or?
they are cool.
Okay.
So you are a little
It's
behind.
been some time.
Yeah, you believe it to be late morning, like you slept in almost.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I guess I would head out of the barracks and head over to. Have I been to the cafeteria area where the food is?
You have not, so you could probably head
Yeah.
out into the main area and they may have some sort of food or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, head out and look for some food. I am starving after whatever weird dreaming uh, conversation I had with uh, Mr. with this
Catman
weird cat, with
Jones.
this cat dude.
Eh. And then, okay, so you would make your way out in the main area, at which point, ba- 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 Randor, who's the kind of the gentleman that's been directing you, pulls himself away from what looks like the last of the goblins in the camp, or
Okay.
there's still a couple left, making their way towards the teleportation pad with all sorts of equipment, and then it looks like they're leaving. They're carrying, like hobo sacks and all sorts of stuff hobbled together to get onto this teleportation pad.
Okay. I look over to Randor and be like, hey, what's going on? Where's everybody going?
Oh, he says, you just missed the other group. Once we had a little bit of time to figure some stuff out, I thought that you might actually be able to grab them something since you're a little late. Can you go visit the head, I was gonna say archivist, not archivist, head artificer, whose name is Professor Crepitate. And she has an item that I'm gonna have you bring to them real quick.
Okay.
So he says, you are going to and he pauses for a second and says, Artificer's Hall, and you say that Randor sent you, and you should be able to go there through the halls. Essentially, when you walk in, you kind of announce that, and it should
Okay.
take you through.
So I head into the back into the building, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are the barracks in the same building as the magical?
It is all one weird magical thing. There's a couple of buildings outside, but most of the stuff is in that
Okay.
the magic building.
So I head back inside and announce I'm heading towards the artificer's hall.
Okay.
And head into the first door on the right.
Okay. You open the door and are buffeted by just music that you've never heard in your life. Just noises. There is what looks to be a speaker, like a probably 2 or 3 foot high woofer kind of thing, with beefy dwarven legs and beefy dwarven arms, and it is just headbanging. There is it kind of opens up into think like a car garage type situation, and there is a woman sitting in front of a very tall, like 15-foot tall thing with a big drape over it, and it looks like going between like scream singing along with the music and welding, and so that like no noise is able to be transferred as you're seeing this, but you see this person has big goggles on and like bib overalls, and that heavy like leather, like welding vest kind of thing, which is stopping sparks and whatnot, and is welding at the base of whatever this tall item is.
Okay. I try and shout as loud as I can, Professor.
And
Professor.
she takes a hand, waves, and then holds up 2 fingers and points over that way, and there's a small bench.
I head over to the bench. What is I look down, and I haven't. I took the whatever Randor had handed me, but as I'm heading over towards the bench now, I look down and what am I holding?
So on the bench, there is a small circular disc, kind of an odd shape to it, and a box with kind of a slit on it.
Okay.
And so she kind of pauses for a second, stops what she's doing, points to both of those things, gives you a thumbs up, and then goes back to what she's doing.
Okay. Does it look like she has something over her ears, or she just?
No, they're literally between the noise from the welding and the
Music.
essential heavy metal that is blaring from the the headbanging speaker. It's almost deafening.
Okay. So I grab the 2 items, the small weird circular disc and the box with a slit in it, and I say, "Thanks, Professor." I yell back to her as loud as I can over the music and the welding and whatnot. "Thanks, Professor," and head back out.
She gives you kind of a beefy thumbs up and continues to weld.
All right. So I head back outside and head over to. I head back over to Randor with the new items.
Excellent. He says, "Okay, thank you for grabbing those. I didn't have a chance. They'd finished up. They'd kind of been whipping them together after we kind of explained it. I believe that the disc is able to convey a message, which is it's kind of like an instruction manual for the box. Is the impression that I'm getting. So the area you're heading to, the forest, is due, I believe it was northeast of where we currently are. It kind of points off in a direction. And you should be able to catch up to them. They probably left no more than 15 minutes ago. They had been up and gotten breakfast. You can grab some stuff on your way out. And he points to where they give rations and stuff like that. And they'd be willing to give you a couple of days rations just to make sure that you can make it out.
Okay. I cock my head a little bit when he says 15 minutes. And I go, it's odd. When I woke up this morning and got out, it seemed like their beds were cold, and definitely seemed like it had been longer than 15 minutes since they had left the barracks.
Time is very weird here. I suspect at some point they're going to need to stop and you'll catch right up with them. But they had been up for a little while and, ate and things like that, which would have given the beds time to cool, I'm assuming, because that's kind of how you described it. So they're not far ahead of you, but it'll take some time to catch up.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was just a slip of the time scale.
No, I had intentionally done it because you're both walking or potentially sprinting, and it's a couple of mile distance. So even if you power walk, a 15-minute gap is long enough where they will have, I don't know, say gotten into a combat and finished that up, and then you would arrive shortly afterwards.
Sounds good.
So, okay, so you take off.
I take off. Am I carrying the disc and the?
Do you want to try and activate it?
Yeah. Before I leave camp here, I want to make sure that I kind of know what I'm doing.
Sure. There is one fairly large red button inside of the disc.
Okay. Does a disc look like it would fit into the slot on the box?
No, it looks like the disc and the box are separate.
Okay. Then yeah, I would uh, press the big red button. I said I would ask Randor, is there any danger in the thing that I'm holding? Like if I press the button, not gonna blow up or anything.
He's waving these goblins onto this pad, and he pauses for a second. And he goes, "I don't know. They're artificers, so there's always like a 5% chance something's gonna explode, but I think that one's safe."
So I would find a flat spot and I would a tree stump nearby, I look around and I set the disc on top of it and I tap the red button.
Okay. As you tap it, a kind of a, we'll say holographic magical image for the purpose of this pops up, and it's the guy that made your the device for finding the stone, the gem, essentially. And
Okay.
he is like this close to the screen, and he goes, and he kind of taps it a little bit and goes, "Is this thing on?" It works. Good. All right. And then so he starts to go into a spiel. Do you want to sit for the whole spiel, or are you gonna wait for everybody?
I push the red button again.
Okay.
Just knowing that it worked.
Don't push the button. Don't push the button. Good book.
Is there a monster at the end of this book?
Right? Another Grover.
So you can at this point take off try and catch up with them.
Okay. Yeah, I would head in the direction that Randor had pointed and go from there.
Give me, just for the purposes of my own knowledge, give me a survival check, please.
Done. 16.
What's that?
16.
16, perfect. Okay. Yeah, you have no problems finding where they were. As I recall, they weren't trying to be particularly stealthy, so you can follow along on the path as you go and find them fairly quickly. So we will say your trip was uneventful up to that point, and you actually come up to them shortly, like a little bit out of breath. You make pretty good time. And there is a like panther-esque creature, incredibly large, dead by a tree, and a injured deer that doesn't seem to have scattered from the area, and kind of off to the side is Catman Jones. He had just been finished talking to them about something. So not only was he in your dreams, but he's a thing that actually exists. So that's promising.
I come upon it. I look nervous, but I rejoin this group of adventurers.
Excellent. And so as you walk up, I will kind of describe the scene because it's been a minute. So for everybody else, including now Belman, the sun is shining. You are in a beautiful Fey forest. Birds are chirping. There are small rodents running by. There's an injured deer. And somewhere in this forest, there is still a monster that lurks. And Catman Jones is just kind of sitting up against there and had just finished explaining to you that, oh, this isn't the monster. This isn't what you were, what I had called you to look for. That's just natural,
I would consider this thing pretty monstrous, but not the monster, huh?
Not what has been. Those are. And he kind of pauses for a moment, and as he pauses, and he cocks his head to think, and the head continues to rotate. And he says, "Those are naturally occurring. The beast that I have asked you here to assist with is not of this place, or not native to something that I've seen. It seems like its hunting grounds begin probably about 15 minutes, maybe about a mile north of here. And it has been here for a little over a week. As a matter of factly, and he kind of pauses for a moment. He says that deer may have been luckier than you expect. And he says, I'll leave you to it. And
I want to pull out a map and have him, can you sort of indicate, like, here's, like, I'm drawing some cartography stuff. That's like
yeah,
where
you
we
see your
came
drawing
from.
as-
Yep. And then, like, can you sort of indicate like where roughly, right, his territory that you think the territory is in relation to where we've been, and, you know.
He goes, absolutely. And instead of approaching you, his hand starts to do the little walking thing and just
Oh, nice.
pops right off and kind of
Dances on the map.
air walks itself
Little
right up to
catwalk.
the map and goes and pops it and points right there. And so it's, like I said, so you're building the maps as you're kind of going along here.
Yeah. Yep.
He points to an area that would be further northeast of here by probably about a mile, you expect. And then he starts to fade and the body fades away. The head turns around and goes into a tree and the hand's still there. And it does a 180 in midair and does the kind of like Scooby-Doo legs thing and then runs into the tree.
Nice. I like it.
Love cat mansions.
Yeah.
So we, Kevin, I don't know, he's terrifying, but I like him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you are in a beautiful forest, kind of mid-morning. There is an injured deer and a companion that you hadn't seen in a little while. Colin and I believe Josh and Sean, you guys had all done the kind of little crystal adventure with Belbin.
Mm.
And so he had caught back up. And that's where we're at. What would you like to do? There's the deer, there's a direction, and there are some items that were ferried to you.
I will go take a look at the deer to see if there's anything like indicates like how it was killed, what was done to it.
Okay.
I
It
know,
is
I know
not-
to the group, hey, I'm gonna take a look at this deer just to see what I can see. Maybe like people with animal handling or familiarity with animals.
Yeah,
I wanna
it
come
is
help
not
take a look.
dead, so it does start to
Can
shy
help you.
away from you slowly.
Oh, does it need healing?
It will. Yeah, it does appear to be injured.
I tend to be good at with animals. So I'll go
Cody,
and I'll,
thank you.
yeah. It seems all we've done here is interrupt the circle of life in this area, not actually accomplishing anything.
Well, let's see what we can help this creature and then maybe learn a little bit.
Sure.
So
Based on last
Um,
powwow, I'll go up in the tree and cover again.
okay, so you're just kind of looking around. Got it.
I could pump a little bit of lay of hands in him.
Okay. So you're gonna do magic about it.
I will, if he looks injured, I mean, we could probably take an assessment. Maybe Holly, if you want to see what you think might do, and I can maybe provide a little healing.
I mean,
Do
it
you-
just looks like it's grievously wounded to me. I don't know much more. As much as I'm good with animals, it's a lot of sea life is kind of what I'm good with. So
So wrong genus and species.
The wound does appear to be a little odd. Just based
I'll make
off
an
the pictures you've
investigation
seen.
check at it.
I would take
I'm so
an
good at
investigation, but I feel like medicine might be better.
those. I should have done that then. Well, I'm equally as good at those, so take that.
Okay. So
First one
is
for
a
that.
7 then?
Seven.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Cal,
Okay.
are you I mean, I don't mean to pigeonhole you by your skill set or your parent skill set, but are you good with animals?
Yes. Would you like me to make a go of it?
There we go. Well, we both seem to be struggling over here trying to figure out what's wrong with this deer. If you could help, please.
I mean, I can pump some, I can touch it with my hands and that would probably help. But I'd like some direction from someone more knowledgeable, significantly more knowledgeable.
I'll go
Nice.
down too. I'm good with animals too, if you want a hand.
Calanthe, you walk over to this deer. And I think you had previously established a rapport with it earlier, I believe. That was kind of the whole, I think you did animal handling about it last time.
Yes, it felt kindred to me.
Okay. So you walk up to this thing and you're gonna try and kind of fix it up a bit. It appears to have taken some damage to kind of the rear flank a little bit. And as you walk up to it, it looks like it's not a wound that you would expect to see in a forest in general. This looks like the section that is missing of this animal, because it is limping for that reason, it's missing a section, was almost cleanly shorn off, like a very sharp object had kind of shaved it. But what's more concerning is, and with such a high medical role there, medicine check, even on a non-humanoid, it is a clean shearing of this piece, the part of a flank there. But what's concerning to you is the meat that's left seems to be slowly kind of burning a little bit with some sort of acid. So it was a clean cut and just a straight shave almost, and then what's remaining is kind of starting to get acid burned, which none of that makes any sense for like a normal forest for sure. Or at
How
least
big is
nothing
the
that
chunk
you
that's
would have
missing
seen.
of it? How big is the chunk
I
that's
mean,
missing out of the deer?
it's a deer, so the deer's usually what
Human
it's a
size.
full grown deer is probably what 200-300 pounds, something like that. It's missing like a large chunk off of its right hip, or
Like a
right rear
roast?
hip. Yeah, like a yeah, kind of right where the hip bone would be on the rear of the animal is just shaved off. So it had kind of been limping in a weird way, dragging the one leg because it couldn't get it to rotate properly.
As I understand this, I'll say to the deer, "My stars, what has happened to you, Tenderheart?" And I'll relay the information to the group and say, is anyone able to neutralize acid?
You believe with some healing spells, any kind of healing, or I'd even allow it with this medicine check. You think you could probably make it better, but not whole. It would need some hit points pumped into it to make it fully able to run and leap and bound.
Cure wounds, healing word.
I mean, not much. I know.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I was on mute. I can,
There you
let's
go.
save a spell slot. I'll lay my hands on it, pump a couple
Are you-
HP into it.
Yeah, are you're paladin, right?
Paladin, yes. So
A hit point would be,
touch it in a good way.
yeah. You can just kind of give it a poke.
I will give it a little
Be
bit of a
okay.
jolt.
Okay.
A little bit of a jolt.
He just wanders over and kicks it.
Yeah, just kind of flicks it with a
Boom.
ding.
It counts. It's called touch.
He walks up and does the faith healer, be healed, and it just kind of hip regrow. Yeah, exactly. So
If it
you
starts
walk
speaking
up-
tongues, that's not on me.
yeah, the deer's head does a full 360-degree rotation. It stands up and goes and starts speaking infernal as it walks off.
I'm anti that.
Yeah, no. You kind of poke it a little bit, and that kind of hip flank grows itself back. But now you know that something shore off a chunk of this cleanly, and then had left behind a little bit of acid. So that's what you were able to discern
Okay.
from this.
Does
Surname.
anybody here speak with animals at all?
I can speak to them, but I can't understand what they respond.
It's under
Okay.
traits at the bottom.
Yeah.
Do you get like an emotion? I believe
It says
right?
you
Or
can
no?
communicate with, though not understand, beasts and plants and have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Okay.
So it
she-
doesn't sound like that.
She can speak. So they can understand you, but you don't know what they reply with.
Correct.
Okay.
I looked at the deer and Sylvan, I say, just by happenstance, I go, what happened? Can you tell me anything about what happened to you? In the hopes that this deer is something that can speak Sylvan.
The deer turns to you quizzically and starts to walk up towards you, and it walks like a dog that's wearing one sock. Like it does 3 normal legs, and then it kind of like does a little foot thing with the leg that it's still trying to figure out how the muscles are working on it again. And it kind of just boops you with its nose and then continues on. And as it walks, it's like the leg was asleep and it's slowly starting to gain
Okay.
functionality again. It does not appear to have understood what you were saying.
Okay. No, that's what I tried.
I look at Ilian and I will say, thank you for your compassion, my friend.
Thank you for telling us what was going on. I couldn't have done it without you. So good team effort.
I'm glad it didn't need to suffer. I'm glad we could help it.
Mhm.
So
Now we need to find what did this.
so that strange cat gave you a direction we need to move in. Anything else? Also, how did you find us? Belbin? Beblin?
Sylvan, you guys did not hide your tracks very well. And Rendor gave me the general direction in which you guys headed.
No. Well, thank you for joining us. Did he give you any further instruction or anything like that for us?
He did have me stop at the professor's shop and pick up this. And at this point, I pull out the disc and the other device. I say, I think if we push this red button, there's a message that someone has recorded for us.
What was the professor's name?
Professor's
The
name
professor.
was Professor Crepitate. Crepitate.
Professor
Artificer?
Decrepitate.
Yeah, she was an artificer.
Like that.
I don't think we actually met her though.
You
None of
did.
you have met her
Probably.
except him, which was in brief passing.
Yes, but I like to keep track of who's who in the court.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that is excellent.
In the Fey
I
world.
appreciate it because I came up with that name.
So, all right. The professor gave you what? What do you have here?
And so I lay down, I look for a flat rock nearby, and I kind of lay out this box with a small rectangular slot in it, and then a kind of a large circular disc with a button in the center of it. I say,
It's
when I
probably
push this-
like yay big.
And so I said, when I push this button in camp, there was a pre-recorded message of sorts. And so I say, is that ready? And I push the button.
Help me, Obi-Wan can, no, I'm just kidding. So the same message pops up where it's the goblin who's, like I said, he's just like that close, and he kind of wipes off the lens of some sort of camera thing. And he goes, it's working. It's working. Okay. I have been told that you are tracking something and you don't know what it is. So we got this thing that should help you. And he goes, you can, if you put something from the creature in it, the device will lead you to this monster or whatever it is. And the three of you, Hully, Roykin, Belvin, and I'm trying to remember who else was there. Alien, recognize this guy. Essentially, this is the guy who makes things to find things. Like that's like his whole shtick.
Oh, the goblin guy who had the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That found the gems.
We're gonna say his
Good-
name
good
is
guy to have.
Glurm Greasels.
Worm Greasels.
The crazy explorer goblin.
Nice.
C-O-E-S, like that. Glurm Greasels. And so he starts to explain it, and he starts to get kind of into the weeds, at which point Professor Crepitate walks in and kind of cuts him off. She goes, yeah, they get it. And she kind of leans in and says, don't overfeed his machine. And then the message cuts out.
Of course. Those are just details. We don't need to know what happens. In fact, let's find out.
Eating
Do
the
we- do we-
machine is a strange thing. I mean, what does she mean by that? Normally living things feed, the machine does not.
Weird.
Well, I
wording.
would say he did say that if we put in something from this creature that we're looking for, it will
Okay.
essentially, that's what we're feeding into it.
Like something to, like something left by it? Is that what they meant?
Like a piece of the creature, some sort of something created by it, from it, something along those
Acid?
lines. You could probably find some on the ground if you want to give me a survival check about it or an investigation. Something that
Hey,
you-
as the group, there's probably some acid around where it attacked, or saliva or something around where it attacked the deer. We should take a look.
Can I check the displacer beast and see if it was attacked as well? It came
Yeah.
from the same direction as this deer that was attacked.
give me an investigation check. Or yeah, investigation would probably be best. Survival
14.
Same here.
and investigation 14. Okay. I believe last I recall, this thing had died from so essentially it's gonna have a hole straight kind of through it because it got hit by a celestial arrow that no longer exists. Other than that, you do not notice anything. You don't believe there's anything abnormal about its anatomy that wouldn't have already been on it.
Okay.
Nothing that would have driven it via damage to be this. I mean, you're not particularly familiar with this creature, but
No.
you
It was a
don't
long
believe-
shot, but it looks like all the damage done to this was done by us. Maybe there's something else to find.
Is there any acid or any? So the survival check, I was looking around the ground to see if there was any more of that acid spilled from the attack on the deer.
You with the survival check you made believe that the attack on the deer did not occur in this immediate vicinity,
Mm,
because you,
okay.
everyone who'd seen it
It
had
stumbled.
seen the deer
Yeah,
was
walking.
limping on the way in, and the displacer beast had been almost like a hyena tracking a partially damaged kill, essentially,
Got
and
it.
then stumbled upon you.
Okay. All right. Nothing here specifically we can feed the machine. So
Nothing.
might need to
direct,
keep
no.
looking. Oh, I just
Right.
commentary to the group.
Okay.
Roykin, would you be able to lead us down the path of where this deer was attacked, maybe?
I sure can. Can I see? I guess from the air, Rob, can I see like the path it took?
Give
like-
me a perception check, please, as you attempt to backtrack. It wasn't being subtle because it was, it was damaged already. And so I'm trying to think if it would have been bleeding. You kind of can guess the general direction. You can see some of the foliage that had been broken because it wasn't trying to hide itself. So you can kind of pick the general direction, but you don't see anything specific at this point, let's say. So you could kind of say it's that way, or it came from that direction, and
Okay.
and it would be accurate, but you don't see anything specific right now.
Okay, I'll say it's whatever way I see, and then I won't fly. I'll like actively try and track it with my survival instincts, because the thing was trying to run away from a predator.
Sure. Okay.
Is that the
So-
direction that I think the Catman Jones indicated on the map? Is it similar?
Yes, it is. Yes. For the purposes of having more space on a map, we're going to move right to left. But we'll assume that that's kind of how the creature came. So,
Okay.
you can say, so, okay, so you're going to follow it back a little ways.
Mhm.
Does anybody want to do any magic about it, or do you want to help him out anyway and trying to find these things? Roll dice about it.
It is fully out of my element.
Same here.
Tracking.
I guess guidance on them.
All right. So you're following it for a little ways.
You can guide him. You've guided
Gliding.
Oh, who's doing it?
Roykin.
Reckon
Which one
Birdman.
is that?
It's me,
That is Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Birdman.
Birdman, are you doing something? Where are you?
I am tracking the thing. I'm assuming I'm supposed to be going this way.
Yeah, that's going to be the direction we're going to go for the
Yeah,
purposes
okay.
Of the map.
of the map. Yeah.
On the map. on the
Because I
map,
don't want
on
to
the
flip
map.
it 90 degrees just so we get more room.
That's fair.
All right. Give
Theater of the
me-
mind.
Give me one more perception check, please.
It's
And
better
before
not.
you roll, do you care for guidance? I'd have to touch your person.
Do you
I'll allow
consent?
Good, we have
I
consent.
gently place my hand on your shoulder and
Oh,
guide
good.
you.
What's guidance do again?
A
Is that-
D4.
It's an
D4,
extra
okay.
D4 on a check within a minute. Oofda.
Hot dice tonight.
Roll that D4. Ooh,
It's a 12 again.
It's a
same
12.
Okay. You
Doing anything?
No, thank you.
you're gonna get the unsubtle version of this. You actually do find something that doesn't match the foliage. There's you couldn't even really call it a tooth. It's small and kind of shiny, but it's in the trampled path, and it looks like it may have fallen off of the deer.
Okay, can I look at it farther to see if I can I guess based on what it is, how it fell, how far away it is from where I think the deer ran, yada yada yada,
Mhm.
infer more about the path of the deer.
If you want to give me Yeah, I pitch to me whatever dice roll you want to try and use for that.
So I would argue survival because I know
Okay.
I'm not trying to survive, but the thing's trying to survive.
Sure. Yeah, give me roll dice about it. Give me some oh yeah. Okay, so you believe that this was probably something that was lodged in the deer and may have fallen out as it was stumbling. You think you probably make a solid bet that this is from the creature.
Okay. So I will keep on going along the path that I think the deer came from.
What do you do with the thing you found?
Would I think that would be what caused the acid burns on it, or do I think the acid burns was from that panther looking thing?
You definitely the panther had not done anything with acid.
Okay.
And it also had not caught the deer by the time you
That's
had
right.
reached it. So you could, with your survival check as it is, you could probably make a pretty good bet that this shouldn't have been in this path unless it came from that animal. So you could probably make a pretty good guess that it could be a tooth or some sort of scale or something like that. There's not enough of it to kind of figure out what it is, but you could
Mhm.
probably make a bet that it's definitely not from the deer and it's definitely not from around here. It's probably what you're looking for.
Okay. I'll like point to it and explain it to the group and say, hey, this thing probably came from the deer.
I
I'm not
present
gonna
my
pick it up.
box and say, stick it in.
Feed
Are you
the
going to put it in
machine.
the box?
I would like to be cautious about it and like grab a leaf and like medical glove that thing into the box.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. As you touch it, the leaf does start to kind of sizzle a little bit. So it's a good thing you did that.
Yeah.
And so you kind of you got to put it in the box and you're kind of slowly, let's say this is the box, and you're kind of going to slowly insert it. And as you get to probably within an inch or less, the slot grows teeth and reaches out and bites into this thing and pulls it in. And you see what looks to be a screen kind of turns on, but behind it you can see so many eyes. There's so many eyes behind this. It's not so much a screen as a visor. And you see kind of little lights start to turn on. And
Is this machine sticky? Does it
the
stick to
machine
your
is
hands?
not sticky.
That's good.
Where's he keeping it?
I think to myself,
So
don't stick my dick in this.
exactly.
Not
Well, it
in a
would-
dick worthy box.
It would find
dick
you
worthy.
immediately. So this machine,
Just starts going off. Beep, 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 beep.
so the lights start to turn on, and then you start to hear this low, like, and as it starts to climb in pitch, all of a sudden you hear it say, and little robotic arms and legs pop out of this thing. It kicks out of your hands and just starts sprinting through the underbrush.
We should give chase,
Follow.
correct?
I'll,
We go.
I'll fly up a little bit so I can try and like keep sight of it if we lose it in tall grass or something, but
Okay.
I'll follow it.
You can definitely hear it as it's running,
Is it just like screaming the whole way?
as it goes running through the underbrush.
Okay,
So this
we go.
little,
Give chase.
yeah, it's a little box, probably the size of a tablet, yay big. It pops out little spindly arms and legs, and it is sprinting its way through the underbrush as it screams more, in kind of the direction the deer came from. And it sprints off.
Does it?
Hmm?
How long? Okay. I was
Go
gonna
on.
ask, as it's traveling, if we're chasing it for a significant amount of time, like 5-10 minutes, or is this like a short thing?
It probably runs for about a minute, and it comes to a hole in the ground that is probably 10 feet-ish
Okay.
around diameter, and it full cannonballs down this hole and disappears from view.
Okay.
Well, that was unusual.
Yeah.
You can hear it echo down the chamber. More!
I feel like we should proceed with caution at this point.
Fully agree.
All right then. We're not recovering that, or I look at Bob and I was like, how badly did they want that back?
It was not established.
was
You
not
literally did
established.
not have a conversation with this person.
I don't say it was not established. I go, they wanted it.
Okay. Let's proceed then. I'll kind of take point. I have good dark vision and I'm tanky, so I would like to go first.
I do not have dark vision, so I'm fine with that.
See if I can do this correctly. Is this the one? I think I accidentally made two, so I want to make sure if this is the one. This is the one. And
It's
do I have
spooky.
everybody? I believe I have everybody's little icons. Can you move try and move your characters? You should be in the upper left.
Nope.
Nope.
I can move Rhiannon's character, but not mine.
Okay.
I can't move mine either.
I tried so hard and got so far.
In the end, it didn't really matter.
Didn't even matter.
In the end, nothing really matters.
Okay. You need a name, right? Actually, okay, so I gave you Holly, so you should be able to move Holly now.
I can.
Yay.
How come the token's different on this layer?
I don't know. I can go grab the one from the other one. I had tried to pull them from a different space, I think.
Well, it's
So
just
I will-
the established stats and stuff had disappeared.
Oh, I will go grab the other one then real quick. It won't be hard. Save.
Or Keelan, can I just peel it out of my character sheet? Or my
If it
journal?
was set up, yes, but
Like you would have to set up journals or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me just go grab the one from the other sheet. I can just copy paste. It's not hard.
thank you.
I Eh, eh. And there we go. Let me know if you can move that one around.
Looking for the mouse. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Very cool. All right, so yeah, so you guys are see this thing cannonball down a hole and come upon a weird diagonally slanting hole in the ground. Uncharacteristic for the area for sure. Looks like it was fairly recently made, and the earth around it looks like it had been pushed aside to make this space.
How long did we have to travel to get down to where we are?
It would have been probably another. When you went underground, it took another minute or two to get to the point where the cave
Oh, goodness.
opened a little bit.
Like, is it deep or was it just more long?
It was a diagonal down slant, so you didn't it wasn't you are not particularly far underground, but
Okay.
it took a little while to get there because you were also traveling laterally.
Is this a dark space? Is there light coming down this diagonal tunnel in any way? Have we had
There's
to use light sources yet?
There's no established light source. So once you enter the tunnel and as you get further away, it does proceed to be fully dark. So any of you who do not have dark vision will need to provide a light source.
Yeah.
I would like to equip my torch, please.
Okay. I do not have light sources set up, so
I can cast light like on my
Oh.
shield if we want to.
Neat.
I'm okay with
It's up
that.
to you guys though. It's not like a hood lantern, so we would be announcing our presence, but
Is that concentration?
it's a cantrip and it is not concentration. I don't think so.
believe
No.
But you
Nope.
can only maintain one at a time, right? I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
You can also
just
make
get-
a flame in your hand for 10 minutes.
What's that?
So
I can produce flame. It'll do bright light for 10 feet and then dim light for additional 10 feet.
I mean, I'm fine not carrying a torch just because I'm the archer.
Yeah. Mm,
I'll
you
light
might
my
need to see.
I'll light my hand up.
Cool.
As you kind of start to descend here, is there anything you'd like to roll dice about it to kind of figure out the space, or?
I mean,
So-
I know the Rotom device essentially just bombed into here, but I'd like to try and be a little bit stealthy, trying to sneak into whatever bit through this deer.
I would assist Roykin with maybe trying to find which direction it traveled in, or if it's
Yeah.
in this room.
Yeah,
Did anybody do anything?
absolutely like to
Yeah.
try and track this thing and or see where the box went to. See if like those are the same or if those are different directions.
Sure. So, choose, that would probably be, I would say survival for that. So what occurs is you enter into this tunnel.
I'm also
And-
assisting you. So if you did it with, oh, did you do it with that advantage?
I did not. I'll roll again.
So you enter into this tunnel and you begin to walk and descend, and the tunnel itself does not appear to be naturally occurring. It's not like caves you've been in where, you know, it's just like a smooth rock wall or a water carved or like a fault that shifted and caused a gap in the rock sort of thing. This has some sort of like scratching along the side and smooth parts where it looks like things forced through. So you descend for probably about 2 minutes of walking down, you know, into the underground, using, it sounds like a shield with some light on it to kind of shed some light on the walls. And as you kind of descend, the cave seems to open up into a well-trampled space. And as you're getting in, you get the smell of decay and probably some foreign scents you're not particularly familiar with, but it starts to kind of wash over you as you enter this space. The floor looks as though it would have been similar to the, you know, the other walls. It's just more opened up and it looks to be trampled. Almost tilled in that it is flatter, but still a little bit loose. It's not packed flat as if like an elephant or something had walked over it.
So
Can I make a perception check as to like what may have been digested? If this is like digested body parts of the spell and whatnot.
Oh, are you trying? You're trying to identify the smell, or what are you trying to?
Yeah, trying to identify the
Yes.
smell.
Would you like to be
Give me-
guided in your venture?
I would love to be guided.
May I place my hands upon your person?
You can definitely place your hands upon my person.
Give me a knowledge nature check as you're trying to
Nature.
identify something that it does occur.
That is a 15 plus a d4. So that's a 19.
Okay. Just so that I know a good way to describe this, how outdoorsy is your character? Were they city folk? Did they grow up in like a countryside type of thing?
He definitely is a city folk.
City folk. Okay.
Yeah.
You get a sense that the smell you're getting from right now is something that probably had died in the last couple of days. You don't, I mean, you can't place it. That's not how corpse smells usually work unless it's like a skunk or something like that. So there's probably something that died in the last couple of days here. It's not overpowering and reeking. You also
Do I see any
get,
body parts on the floor though?
you do not see any body parts in this room.
Okay.
It's just something that seems to be kind of wafting through the caverns.
Okay.
You also get, I think how to describe this. The kind of, it's hard to place from a city perspective. The closest you can place this to, this aroma that you're kind of trying to identify, was you bought honey from a local vendor once,
That.
and they had like old hives, discarded
Hierarchy.
hives nearby, and it's just kind of like an odd insecty kind of aroma, just something that it's hard to place because you don't have the proper context for it, but something insect based is kind of the aroma you're picking up.
Sounds good.
From the more naturalist people in this group, are we in danger right now? How should we be proceeding?
Danger, Will Robinson.
Melvin goes, I think we're definitely entering into some sort of beast lair here.
I feel like it's safe to
Any
say
hints
this
of acid?
area
Oh,
has
sorry.
not been abandoned, so we may come upon a resident.
Probably who we're looking for. So move with purpose and
Be ready.
Caution.
yeah.
You do not see any traces of acid in this particular area. You do hear a faint rumbling in the distance, and you can hear it's like very faintly echoing off the halls, the and then it stops.
Uh-oh.
That's
Did anybody
terrifying.
tell which way that robot, that machine, mechanical creature, whatever that was, went?
Did I see which way it went when I looked, or did I not pick up on that?
With a
It
22.
ditched you. Oh yeah, the 22 was a survival. Was it in this place, right? You were trying to
Yeah.
identify. You can find its adorable little footprints as it has a very, like, its foot's probably about yay big. As it sprints with purpose, you can see it traveled down this path
Okay, cool.
Over
I'll point
here.
that way and say it went that way.
as it left little footprints in the fairly soft earth. You notice as you're walking, you are also leaving, as if you were as if you were walking in a freshly tilled garden. You know what I mean? Where the earth, it's so churned up that you're packing the earth down, if that
Sure.
makes sense.
While they're kind of, I'll like have poked around up here quick. Do I see anything?
It appears to have been a space where something had been traveling this direction and then dipped further down and so kind of submerged itself more. The earth at the end of the tunnel is looser, as if there was a tunnel there which may have collapsed.
Oh, okay. All right. We just proceed this way, I guess. I don't need light to see down here, but I would like to go first. Do you want to just cast it on my shield and be behind, or do you want to be up front?
No, that's fine. You can go first. I can cast it on your shield. I'll just snap my fingers and now it's on your shield. I can stay towards the back. I'm a little beefier as well, but I can just make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
Okay.
Or if it does, it hits me.
I will go in the middle.
Okay. Where do you
Okay.
have me?
I'd be toward the back.
Kind of a marching order.
Towards the front. With Holly.
So we're kind of making a, was Roykin towards the front?
I would like to be in the back since I have a bow.
Okay. So this is effectively our marching order. So if when we're going through tunnels, just assume we're going in this order. We're in.
Sounds good. All right. And then for Roykin's purposes, just so you're aware, in the large spaces, such as here or here, the ceiling is assumed to be about 15 feet. As
Fantastic.
you're going through the tunnels, the ceiling is about 10 foot.
Okay.
So not much flying room.
All right. So I like get to here. Has anything occurred?
Are you looking about? Or are you?
Okay, let's pass it on to Trace.
I have that.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm just trying to move as like the point person in like a breaching formation, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, maybe no, you don't have it prepared.
As you reach there, so you can look down into this hallway, and then also into that one
Mhm.
with your 30 foot of light.
Go.
Let's see how
And-
far is 30 foot.
Be able to see, I think one. Yeah, I have 120 dark vision.
Okay, so you can, with the light, you can see up to about there, and then you can obviously see way longer. You can see into this room, and give me a perception check as you're looking around.
As he starts looking around, I touch his shoulder and say, "You have this," and cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Hey, 2 people of guidance in the group.
Guidance.
Baller. You get a
Or actually
guidance.
using it.
You get a guidance.
Two people who use it in the group.
Okay, so with the 20, you look into the room and you realize it's not as helpful to be looking down in this particular room as it is to be looking up. And you can see another hole right about there in the roof of this structure.
Mhm.
And you can see what appears to be, what would that be? The top half being like the head and one of the legs of a brown bear tangled in the root system, and then the rest of it is just missing. It's just hanging kind of near that hole.
Okay. There's nothing. So I notice what may be stored prey or something. Do I notice anything else in the room of danger, or is it just something I should avoid?
Let me try it. I probably didn't describe it as well as I would like to have. The visual that you would see is that this bear was probably pulled into this space,
Mhm.
and the the things that are left got caught on the root structure and the rest was just torn away. So it wasn't that it's storing it for later, it just forgot about it and left it up
Oh,
there.
it came through here and it got stuck. Okay.
Yeah, it pulled it down from that hole in the ceiling. And on the way down, this particular root just didn't give way and left just a chunk of
Okay.
this bear.
I'll
and
kind of
then
let
killed the
everyone
rest of this
know
bear.
the creature we're going after is large enough to kill like heavy, large bears. So be on guard.
Yikes.
Okay, so then, yeah, so that's what you
I'm
see.
moving this way.
So there's a hole in the roof and then left that. Okay,
I'm gonna leave that room alone
okay.
unless anybody wants to go in there for some reason.
I would rather avoid that room.
Yeah,
Sounds like a bad experience.
it's corpse room A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's avoid the rest of that.
Okay,
So move around
As
to
you-
this. Oh, go ahead.
okay. As you come up to this intersection, you feel a faint rumbling on the ground. The little bit of debris falls from the top of the cavern. Not like a full-on earthquake. You just feel a little.
Don't like that.
Does it feel omnipresent or does it feel like it has a direction to it?
It's hard to place. I mean, you could try and make maybe a perception check about it, or do some sort of echolocation, but you feel a faint rumbling is what
I could not tell where it come from.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a little, it's rattling the structure, but you don't feel as though it's super close, so it's hard to pick the direction as it's affecting the cavern. So okay. So you see a path that splits a left and a right direction.
I'll kind of call up Riken. Could you see which way the like automaton went?
I'll like meander my way up there and see. Can I see his footprints? See which way he
Yeah,
meandered?
it made a hard left here and is kind of sprinting. The footprints, now that you know what to look for with the tracking earlier, are pretty. I mean, it's not trying to hide itself, and like I said, the soil in this place is pretty tilled up, and so it doesn't
Easy to track.
Yeah, it's easy to track. It's leaving a very definitive footprint. So
Well,
it
just
it made a hard left there.
I'll go this way actually and just peek into this room to cover our back if we're gonna go the opposite direction.
Okay. You find yeah, you'd be able to see the back of the room. There are some you believe the rest of the bear is here. It's just bones at this point. Actually, it's not, it's less than bones. It's like a lump. It looks like the hard parts of this animal have been softened, and what is left is not.
There's a bony mush pile.
Yeah, it's a mush pile. It's not like a, like the rear half of a skeleton type of thing. It's bits of fur, and like the bones look soggy. They're kind of wilting almost. It's very odd to see.
Okay.
Does it look like it has been eaten away with acid?
You could probably make that assumption if you've seen what acid does to things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll just kind of turn around and say this looks like where it might feed. So maybe we should follow the tracks up. I'll head up this way.
Okay. To your right, you find another small alcove that looks to be a spot where the creature has gone subterranean, and left, kind of a dead end sort of space.
Okay.
And then in this room, and you guys aren't trying to be particularly quiet. It doesn't seem, you're not doing stealthy checks about it. So
No, we're just moving together.
In this room, you find eggs.
Oh, do my goodness.
Mm,
There.
Do we
and
see any
there,
chickens?
And there.
Do we see a
just
frying pan or some
along the
bacon?
back, the north side of this structure, and kind of carving around this alcove here, you see probably 20 to 30. We'll say roughly softball to basketball sized eggs.
Oh, I saw it was an alien.
I'll spend take extra care to look at like the ceilings and ground for anything that might be strange.
Um,
Did he say how big the eggs are?
Softball, basketball.
Okay.
softball to basketball. They're
You-
As
you
I'm
know,
keeping an
they're
eye
up-
on as I'm also keeping an eye on the tail end of the group, the our rear. I'll also be looking around too. So
Okay.
guess we're both looking. We're probably all looking, but actively looking.
Give me, Holly, please give me a perception check as you walk into this room here.
Yoke.
Do you need guidance for this adventure?
I'd love to be guided.
Let me come near you and place my hands upon your person.
Thank you. Would be useful. I did a bad job. Yay, made it a 10. Passive is higher.
You feel another rumble
Equally bad.
Mm-hmm.
off in the room to your right, the main room here. You can kind of pick a direction, but it's hard to tell distance. It just feels like it's coming from the right.
While the earthquake happens, do I notice anything with the eggs? Do they stir, or are they just pretty?
No, they appear to be
Don't
in the early
stir.
stages.
Okay. This feels like a place we should burn eventually, but might not need to at this point.
With fire and also with bacon.
Mhm. All right, and then do the footsteps seem to lead this way?
Yes, they do.
Okay, then I'll wait a beat. I'll hold my hand up at Ilian.
I'm next to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
at
'cause
the
I gave you
back.
guidance. And I'll just kind of I'll hold my hand for you to hold because I'm gonna wait for light to go off on my shield.
Do you want me to extinguish my hand?
I think maybe we should. I mean, things don't typically live or stay far from their spawn, so I imagine we'll be nearing the creature soon. So I'm just gonna try not to announce her presence through the doorway.
All right, I will close my fist and the flame goes out.
Same with the light. It's done.
So there is no
I
light
will
in this
see.
space then, correct?
Hmm?
Yep.
There's no light in this space. Okay.
You can see.
I have 120 dark vision and 10 blind sight.
What is everybody's passive perception again? For no
Passive?
reason at
10.
all. Passive. Because
13 and hers is 16.
16. Okay. Perfect.
9.
For Belvin.
9 and 13 for Belvin. And who all has dark vision? Can you put a little icon in your dude if you have dark vision? Maybe like a, let's see what's a good one here.
As I have guided you, do you mind guiding me through this darkness?
I don't mind. You can grab onto my the harness on my back.
If you have dark vision, please put a little flag on your character, like I have on Hully.
So a screw flying out of your chair, probably.
Cool. Cool.
No, it's a cough drop out of your pocket or
Oh.
whatever this is.
Okay, so we have 3 characters with dark vision. Excellent.
Yeah, this isn't a reasonable amount of dark vision in this group.
Yeah, I know, right? All right.
Slightly above average.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can kind of like buddy system right now, it seems.
Yeah, half and half it.
Yeah. Cal, I'll kind of like whisper to Belvin. I'm like, Cal's with me. Can you see in the dark?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
I can't get to the flag, so I have a wrench.
I have a wrench.
I have a wrench, not a flag, but a
Here,
wrench.
I'll give you a flag.
I'll tell Cal, I'm like, just keep your hand on the cross harness on my back, and I'll lead you where we need to go.
I thank you.
Okay.
And I'll kind of make my way this way, kind of stay close to the wall, and kind of direct Cal to be closer to the wall, and I'll kind of peek around this corner. Do I see anything?
You know what? Give me a perception check. Just
You got him.
you're actively looking. We're not going to use.
I'm
passive then.
touching you. Why not? I guide you.
Okay.
I'm giving the front line like 5 foot.
16 plus 3. Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna give it to you because I'm a nice guy.
Oh, thanks for being a nice guy.
Because I'm a nice guy.
Be the nice guy.
You
I have a feeling this is gonna play into it though. You see something
Notice-
terrible and horrible.
2 things. Right about here, actually you notice 4 things. Right about here, you notice in that kind of tilled earth. This is more of just like a natural drop off, the green
Mhm.
versus the gray. It's probably a 5-foot drop between along that line there. So
Okay.
right about here, you notice 2 what look like sticks poking out of the ground. Maybe a foot or 2 in that tilled earth. But more importantly, you notice here, 2 of the same.
Oh, same thing or what thing?
Same, similar looking.
I'll kind of stop and whisper back to like Belvin and Cal and be like, there's a strange outcropping in the dirt, and there's one in this room that we didn't notice previously.
So
I'll kind of point at it.
as you're talking and you say things that make those delightful little vibrations, the earth starts to rattle a little bit, and you can see the kind of the stones. And from those 2 locations, you see the icons that I
Oh
cannot
my
freaking
goodness.
find.
Oh, it's an on-keg.
Eh,
The
where is it?
Tesseract.
Huge.
Oh, fuck. I forgot those things are big.
Yeah.
Hey, did we
Yes, they
short
are.
rest while we were catching up with Belbin?
No one mentioned it.
Fair play.
So from the earth erupt 2 very large creatures. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Did that work in chat?
Yeah, on-keg.
They look like that as they come ripping out of the ground.
Look at that thing.
At
I like
this
that.
point, they are large creatures.
Looks like a hydralisk.
A little bit, yeah.
Except it's got legs. And because it's got such pointy legs, it's tilling the earth as it walks instead of knocking it down. And so as they rip out of the ground, I'm going to say you are not surprised because you noticed them at the last second there. However, it is pitch dark, and I'm going to have you roll initiative as soon as I
Yay.
figure out how to do this. Please
Is
remember
it
to
okay
click-
for us to roll?
I believe so. Please remember to click your characters. Yeah, that looks like that's.
Oh crap, I
probably
clicked
nice.
myself the last second.
Let's see if I can do this with this guy.
Bryce is coming over.
So you rolled a 16.
Work.
Rob, can you add an icon, or can you add a line for me?
That didn't work.
Yes.
Interesting.
Click the gear.
What you can see what now?
Yeah, click the gear and add a item label.
A valid token was
Custom
selected.
item label. How do you spell your BELBIN, right?
Yep.
Belbin. And you are a,
Four.
what was your number?
4.
4.
Oof.
Excellent.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I want to sort descending. Okay, now I'm going to take a quick moment to go grab some water, and then we're gonna get this kicked off, Ro. I will be right back.
Yay. I'll be right
Why
back
does
too
it-
quick.
Yeah,
why
if
does
you'd
it
like to take a moment,
show-
now would be a good time to do it.
Why does it show me twice on Rob's thing?
I do not know. I think there's a couple people like that, and I'm not sure why. I will figure it out in a moment.
Did you
It's
clear the
haunted.
tracker from before?
It was clear, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so, okay.
I don't think I clicked the thing twice.
I don't see you on here twice.
So on Rob's screen in the Zoom call, I'm in there twice. On ours, I'm not.
That's
Sorry, I thought I ended it.
I was gonna ask Keelan, is there a reason why his initiative tracker is different than ours? Is this maybe like a weird holdover because he rolled initiative for the creatures, or
What do you mean?
is Cal's on here twice, Roykin's on there twice, but not on our initiative? Is there a reason why the initiative on Rob's screen looks different than my initiative on my screen? The numbers for the people are correct, but on Rob's list of turn order, people are on there twice.
I'm wondering if like, and I didn't see it, if the tracker was not cleared out from a previous one.
Yeah, it was empty
I'm
for me
copying-
when I rolled, and he said he cleared it, but looking, I can see Rob's screen and
Yeah,
yeah. But
I'm not
they're
sure.
the ones that are on there don't have names.
that's what I'm thinking. Like it's possibly from the other page.
Oh,
Like if your last initiative was 20 or whatnot.
That could be
16,
true, yeah.
17.
because I changed the name of Rhiannon's token on this page to Cal, and you can see her on there as Cal for 16, but her full name is a 21, which may be from the other page. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, that's very confusing.
All right, let's see if we can do a little pruning here while we're. Is everybody else back? Or are we still? No, we're still waiting on a couple of people.
Did you guys know that the International Chess Hall of Fame is based here in St. Louis?
I
Really?
did
Oh.
not. Okay. Did Calanthe get a 21 or a 16?
She's a 16. We were talking about this. We think these might be old initiatives from the other page.
Weird, because it was blank when I brought it up initially.
Yeah,
So then
you delete my
Zero.
17.
I delete your 17.
Delete. Yeah.
Delete that 14. Delete the 10. And delete the. Holly, you got a
Yeah.
4, so delete the 6.
Oh, because I rolled twice, I think, for Cal. Is that maybe the problem? Is that what happened? I had to roll twice because I had because I needed to put in a number for. No, it didn't.
I don't know.
I did have to roll twice for her.
It should be okay. I think, I mean, you're before it regardless of when it happens. So. Okay, so is everybody back or are we still waiting on Keelan?
I'm here.
Okay, so these two very large insectoids erupt from the ground and they are ready to do some damage, I think. So, Dizzy, what you gonna do about it? You can see them. You can see one. I'm guessing your dark vision's probably 60 feet, right? And you can just barely make out the second one. And you're also on mute if you're still there. And he looks like he's talking to somebody. Alex, it is going to be you. Okay. Yeah, we'll just use Calanthes' original 21 and have you go first.
Me?
You?
Me? I can't see.
Correct.
Rob.
What?
What the? All right then.
There was someone on
Well,
Alex's side.
Yeah. All right.
Said hi,
we'll
Rob.
start- Yeah. Okay. We'll start with Calanthe then. So you cannot see.
Can I'm trying to find out if there is a way to help me see.
I think styrofoam sheds light.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
I mean like 10 feet, and that's not going to help me see critters.
Is it 10 feet bright, 10 feet dim? Because if
Oh,
it
maybe I could see
is-
that one.
Yeah, you would see the
Um,
one in the room with you if that's the case.
How do I get back to that? I'm sorry, I don't know this character very well.
It's okay.
Yes, thank you, Rob. Okay, so I will use a bonus action to expend a wild shape and transform into the starry form of my archer.
Okay.
So my body becomes luminous, my joints glimmer like stars, and glowing lines connect them as on a star chart. Form sheds bright light in 10 foot, dim light for additional 10 feet, lasts for 10 minutes. I'm going to, then I can use an action to,
Oh, you can shoot it for a bonus action. You get a free one on the turn you transform.
this is my bonus action.
You use a bonus action to transform. You get a free archer shot on the turn you transform.
Yeah, I-
And subsequent turns, it costs a bonus action to shoot again.
Okay. So I'm going to hurl a luminous arrow that targets one creature within 60 feet. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. I rolled on accident. That way.
Well, it does 12 damage if that's what you're doing.
Well,
You
I
rolled a hit.
I got a hit. Where was the hit button?
Click on this.
I have the mouse, guys. Isn't it? Isn't it going really well?
I don't know. This is
Okay.
This is new territory, right?
Okay. All right. So I did.
Yeah,
a
that'll
bad
do it.
thing?
No, you did fine. I just want to be able to see my character.
Oh well.
I had a
It's,
different
okay.
page open.
so 23 hits and
23
for
will hit.
12,
23 will hit for 12.
and then I think he lights up a little bit. Nah.
You tell me.
Luminous arrow,
Yeah, it doesn't say that the thing hit is illuminated though.
but you can see the arrow sticking into him because it's luminous.
It probably strikes and dissipates.
I don't like you.
I'm
It
sorry.
hurts real bad.
He's indiscriminate with his rules wiring.
It's true.
That's why
This
I'm
is
fair.
my life. Okay,
That's
so
okay. There will be light here in a minute.
that's me, I think. Yes, I.
You
Yes.
still have an action.
Well, you can move. Because isn't the attack the action or no?
That's bonus. No, that's a bonus action.
Oh,
That's
okay.
part of my bonus
That's
action.
part of your bonus action.
Okay.
You still have an action and movement.
Um,
So
Can
you,
I
you
set
could cast
guiding
a
bolt?
spell if you wanted. Yeah. No, guiding bolt is a bonus action, I think. No, it's an action. It's
Yeah,
an
I'm
action.
gonna
You
do
can
that.
cast it for free.
Is
I'd like to do that, please.
Is that 2 spells or no? I guess it's
No,
not. 'cause
the
you
first one is
know.
not a spell. It's like a wild shape.
Okay.
So. Does it?
Now, if I hit him, he, uh-oh.
Nope, you don't though,
So
unfortunately.
hang on, did you have to use a bonus action to use your wild shape and then use your action to
No.
cast? Or to
It's a
shoot? No.
bonus action to transform, and on the turn she transforms, she can shoot for free. On her
Alright.
subsequent turns, she
You-
can use her bonus action
Can you
to.
put that in there so they can see themselves? You would like that if it was you.
Sure. She tried to guiding bolt and it missed.
Yeah, okay. So your radiant arrow, you kind of aim and wing it right above one of its little, its giant pincy
Oh,
bits.
thank God.
And then you try and shoot a guiding bolt
That's
and
why I
it
was so like,
dissipates against the
as soon as Bryce told me
firewall
you guys
there.
would be one, I was
Look,
like,
can you mute whoever that is? I can't hear Rob.
last fucking minute,
Mhm.
so.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right. So the guiding bolt dissipates against the firewall.
So he is not illuminated.
He is not illuminated.
A good try.
All right, now we do Desir. Who can see it? Alex, it's your turn if you're there and unmuted.
I apologize about that, guys.
Okay.
Go on.
All right, so
So you shot it once and it didn't,
didn't do much.
it hit it, and then guiding bolt missed. So.
Yeah.
And she is giving dim
So what-
light out to about there.
Yeah, we're just gonna give it a shot, see what happens.
Ooh, that's not.
Eldritch
what I pushed.
Blast.
Those are my-
Okay.
I did
My
not-
input on this guy and my input on this guy so far.
Was that?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was muted.
Yeah, that did not hit.
Ooh,
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so you wing an Eldritch Blast at him and it, it just kind of,
Just
we're gonna say
caters.
kind of slightly ricochets,
Yep.
just kind
And I
of
go,
off the
oh,
side.
yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Okay. And then you move to there. Okay. And then it's going
Oh.
to be
Yep.
Rankin's turn. What you gonna do?
I would like to use my longbow to keep firing at the same guy.
Okay, this one. Go at it. 18, I believe, will hit it.
And as long as he's already damaged, he takes the Colossus Slayer damage too.
Okay. And he is already damaged. So Colossus Slayer is if the creature's bigger than you and
It's only once per turn. When I hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes one extra 1d8 damage if it's below its HP maximum.
okay. And it is. So okay. It will take that damage.
Sweet.
And then
I would like to
there.
move back here. I'm assuming I can probably still see him, but more so to try and take cover from the other guy that's
Okay.
like faintly lit up.
Yes, that will work. And then we'll move on to Ilian. I don't remember. It starts with an I and does things. It's a Josh dude.
Ian is all you're gonna get out of me.
Sure. Okay, Ian. What's Ian do? buddy?
Okay, for my action, I'm gonna reach down and find some object, right? Okay,
Sure.
and I'm gonna cast light on it.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna throw it at the feet of Jan dude right there.
You gonna try and do it
Okay.
for damage, or you just kind of chucking it in
Nope.
the general direction?
I just want it to be there to light up the space because 20 feet, what is it, 20 feet bright and then 20 feet dim.
Okay.
like that.
We'll say it lands
Whatever
right
light.
there, which will cover pretty much the entirety of that space. So
Okay,
we'll set
and
little
then-
space under its foot.
I'm gonna move here
Mhm.
and I'm gonna tell Hully I'm going to become a fiery being that no one will want to be nearby me, but I'm gonna try to lock down the other guy. So radiant beam. So
Good luck with you.
Okay.
like any like yeah. So we'll see.
How
But-
far away must we be?
Good luck, my friend.
And like roughly the twice the span of my hands, like 10 feet. It's not a lot of damage you'll take, but everybody will take damage. So
Like
Okay.
we can't move right now.
Do what you gotta
I
do, my
know, and I'm not gonna do it right now either because like I will hit several people, but
Cool.
I will do that. So
Heard.
that's my turn.
Okay. So then it's them.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna start
I don't
with,
think I have bonus action stuff. Not really.
we're gonna
okay.
start with green, who moves up 5, 10, 15, 20. And then in a line for 30 feet,
Fireball formation.
belches acid.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
acid line.
What's that?
Acid line.
It's the, it's a big, I mean, it's got 6 legs,
Oh,
but
you guys.
it's got 4 on the ground and it's got this 2 kind of pincher ones. And it bends down and plants the pincher ones on the ground and kind of lines its whole spine up with its head. The head opens up like a Pez dispenser and the jaws kind of just unhinge,
Oh,
And
we're
it
being
just-
Hydralist.
belches acid at you. So please to everybody along that line right there, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
17 for Belbin.
8 for Ilian.
Oh, you got a 21. Great job.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
All right.
You can do this in half
Yes,
it anyway.
I will endeavor.
So everybody who failed, who got below a 13, which I believe is half of you, please take 10 acid damage, and everybody that go on.
I'm sorry. As a reaction, I'd like to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay, let me get that. Can you link the spell, please?
Oh,
Just
I accidentally
as I-
cast. I clicked. Yeah, my bad. 1 second.
Okay. It's okay.
She gains resistance to the triggering damage.
Well, just look
Okay.
at-
I'm trying to.
All right, so everybody that failed to save or doesn't have resistance to it, please take 10, and everybody who succeeded, please take 5.
Is acid a specific type or
Acid
Yes.
is it acid is the type? Okay.
Acid is its own type, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Is this so I'm looking at interception, which is a skill that I have for my fighting style.
uh-huh.
It says, is this considered a attack?
It is not considered an attack.
Okay, because we rolled a save. All right.
Yes.
An effect.
What was the damage? 10.
It was 10, yes. 10 and then 5 for the other ones. And then right there, it begins to burrow and it gets up to apparently just below its head. So this is going down. You can just see the antennas on it as it starts to go down. And then this one moves up to here.
Does it enter
And-
my reach? Wrong thing.
Yes, it does. You don't want that though. And it's gonna try and bite you, Calanthe. As
I think
the
you
person
still
who's
have resistance until your next
to
turn.
acid, yes.
Till the start of your next turn. So if
And
he's got acid
a
mouth, that's helpful.
21 is definitely gonna hit.
Yeah.
So please to take 7 slashing damage and 4 acid damage. So 2 acid damage, 7 slashing damage, and
Color me bloodied.
first time you hit with me. Okay, so okay. So and it starts to do that. And then if the target is a larger, smaller creature, which you are, it is considered grappled. Till the grapple ends, it can only bite you. as its unhinged jaws come down around you and just start to crush at you.
I can still attack and stuff while grappled, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Just your
Okay.
movement is 0.
Yeah. So if you want to get away, you have to make the an attempt to leave its grapple.
I'm not getting away until one of us is a corpse, buddy.
Fair enough. She says, all shiny. All right, then that is going to be Belbin. There is a very large creature next to you.
I see this large creature move up towards me and grapple Caliente, right?
Yeah, you can call me Cal.
Cal, I see a grapple Cal, and with that, I reach out to my god and I call forth the hammer that represents it, and this where is it? Not magic weapon, spiritual weapon appears above it and smashes down or attempts to smash down into it.
Okay.
So I cast it for a bonus action and then attempt to hit it for a 13.
No, the weapon of your god kind of bonks it in the head, which pushes the head down a little bit further as it's trying to just slowly eat Glanny.
Okay. And then I am not going to move. I'm going to stay here. Oh no, I'm gonna move. It's just I'm not in line.
Okay.
And so I move 5 feet to the north.
Okay.
I'll probably go, actually I'll 10. So
Okay.
it's coming around the backside of it.
All right.
And that'll end my turn.
Okay. Then it will be Holly's turn.
Okay. I'll do kind of the thing I do. I will bang my hammer on my shield, and I'll say something in giant, and I'll start to grow. And when I grow, I will try to use my attack action to shove this creature away from Cal.
Okay. Can you grow in a space that you cannot fully occupy?
I mean,
Because
I would not grow
okay, so you
if I did, but I could move there and do it. But I think
Yeah.
it's more interesting to have grown and then shove this thing, and I would occupy the space that it was in after I shove it, is what my hope is.
I agree. I'm just curious on how the
Yeah.
writing of the growth is.
I literally, if I
Typically-
cannot grow to that size, I just don't. So if I was in a 5 foot tall cavern, I could still use this ability but not grow.
Yeah. You
So
know what? Let's flavor it, sure. So you're gonna grow and you're gonna use literally your girth to
yeah, I use my growing. Well, he needs to make instead, and
Maybe
the shove action is an opposed, I think, athletics.
I believe that to be accurate, yes.
I'm looking. Attack action, make a melee attack, knock prone or push it away.
It has failed its strength save.
So attack roll.
I'm
Athletics
almost
check.
positive of it.
Contested by its athletics or dexterity. So it can make an acrobatics, or it's like a grapple check effectively, but it's to be shoved.
It
So I'm
would
gonna
have
make
used
a-
its athletics. It rolled a 6. So
Okay,
do
I
you have
use-
to beat that then? I'm assuming.
I'd have to not roll 2 1s. Well, I rolled a 2 and a 4, so I got a 10.
Okay, so you still beat it.
Okay, so I will shove it 5 feet away from Cal and kind of grow into this space here.
Okay.
I could.
You,
I can't resize my own thing.
oh yeah.
Like I can't grab the borders around it. Otherwise, I would.
And for the purposes of heroism, when you move something away from a grappled creature, they are no longer grappled because you forced it to move out of its square.
Mhm.
So in resizing yourself, which I'm sure you knew, you did actively ungrapple Calamity.
I appreciate the assistance.
Mhm.
So very cool.
So,
Anything
and that's the
else?
end of my turn. That was my bonus action, and then I'm just here.
Okay, then we will be back to Calanthe then.
I
It'll be
will-
Calanthe and then Desir.
Can I take a step up one? So I can, I would like to cast as a bonus action, cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff. And then whack.
Okay,
Whack. Your magic stick.
give me that whack then.
Oh, hey, oh.
Did I do a good thing?
Yeah.
Is that
Hot dog.
Yeah, it is. All right, let me see it. Roll.
Does
Oh,
it do it? Oh, it does the critical bludgeoning damage you do.
And then
It doubles the damage from absorb elements.
and oh
Is it acid?
yeah.
And then
So
it
I'll just
does
roll
the,
two. I'll just roll 2d6.
okay.
Ah, whammies.
Does it take each instance of acid damage you took since then and add it to the melee attack?
No, it's a single one, but she crits. So this is part
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
that makes
attack.
sense.
So I
Okay.
doubled the d6.
So Calanthe, you in your starry form grow a giant, branch of a tree, the big club head off of it, just out of thin air. You reach out and grab a celestial, it looks like a constellation, and pull it from thin air. And there's this giant club thing. And you wind up and you give it a good golf swing and you catch this thing right in the jaws that you were just previously in, and take this thing's head and snap it clean back. It opens up like a Pez dispenser and falls to the ground.
Crack.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Nice.
catch it in the lower half of the jaw, and the neck just snaps as its head flies back.
Nice.
And
I
that
felt
one
like
drops.
unkegs are more difficult to deal with than this.
No less than what he deserved.
That's why there's two of them. What? And then it is going to be Desir.
All right. Well, seeing that, I'll take a 5-foot step forward, and I can see that, right?
No.
Is that 60 feet? Because
It's
it'd be 30
55.
bright, 30 bright, 30 dim. Unless someone is giving you light. Oh wait, no, 60 is dim, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Not to
who-
try to
some-
fuck up what he's doing, but like I am large.
You
and,
are large.
And then
Well,
there's also someone in the doorway. I don't know.
there's
That's
gonna
why I'm
be.
asking, can I see that?
How tall is he?
I'm gonna
Pretty large
say it's
creature.
gonna be a disadvantage for a bunch of reasons, and one of
Yeah.
them is
It's also like
dark
half
vision.
buried, right?
Fuck.
Actually, no, you can't see it from there because it did submerge itself.
Mm,
It
Right.
is you would be able to see the antennas at this point, which are not targetable, essentially.
Indiscriminate rules, liar.
No,
It's
okay.
nothing personal. I even do it to my wife.
And would it be disadvantage or would it just be,
I'm gonna say it is above its head under the ground right now because it's able to burrow 10 feet and it's less than 10 feet tall. So you'd have to get up towards the hole to start seeing it.
All right, then in that case, I will
If you have
kind of just
something
put
area of
myself
effect,
here and keep my eye open to see, make sure if I can see it, then I can attack.
okay, so you're gonna ready an action to.
Yep, I'm
Are
ready,
you
Eldritch.
readying Eldritch Blast or what are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Then we will go to Rankin. There's a dead one and there's something else rooting around in the dark.
I will do a similar thing. So I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can I see like the area that he would be in from there?
So there is a light source in by you. I believe we
Huh?
determined it to be right there. So you
Yep.
can probably only see dimly out to here.
Okay, that's fine.
Say it's 20 bright, 20 dim for the light spell, correct?
that's correct. 20 foot. Yep. Bright and then dim.
So in the faintest of flickering stone light, you can see the rim of the hole that it's probably in, but you cannot see it.
I would like to draw my longbow and hold an action if that thing unburrows itself.
Okay. Sounds good. Then we will move on to Ilian. Whatever his name is. You
Ian,
there.
Ilian.
Ian.
Yeah. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
It is Ilian, but don't tell anybody in the game. Okay, so I am going to approach the hole. Can I see it in the hole?
Yes.
Okay. Can I hit it? Is it within melee distance?
Yeah, you bonk it on the top of the head.
I will that or lightning lure to pull it out. Yeah, I will. So I'll go up to here. I'm going to actually 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go to the back side of the hole, wherever that would be.
Say
right
you
there.
can't squeeze that space.
Oh, well, then I'll go the other way.
Because it would threaten that and it's too thin of an area. Okay. So you'll go that
5,
route.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is this like a pool?
There's a little
or-
bit of a dip, but it's not wet. It's
Okay.
just a elevation change.
Like how big?
About 5 feet. It's
Oh yeah, I'm
nothing
not
that-
going down.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't want to.
you'd
Yeah, I don't want to
find-
go down. Yeah, I'll stay here on the edge then, and I'm going to initiate my. I don't know if that's the right term. My radiant consumption. So I'm going to transform into a celestial being.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I will cast my celestial revelation, where I will let's see which one. What does this one do? So I shed light in a 10-foot radius, dim light. Get out of there. And then I will deal an extra 2 radiant damage to any creature within 10 feet of me, and I will do an extra 2 radiant damage on each of my attacks. And that is my bonus action. And then for my action, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite.
Okay.
Casting Thunderous Smite, and then I will attack.
And what was your 2 hit?
Oh wait, shit. Thunderous Smite is a bonus action. Never mind, I can't do that. So then I'm actually
Because you
gonna,
already-
yeah. So then I'm gonna cast. Sorry, I'm getting used to the action attacks and all this. I'm actually gonna cast Lightning Lure, a cantrip, to try to pull him out of the hole.
Okay.
So sorry for all the walking back. Well,
It's
that's
okay.
gonna be a lot of damage. Anyway, so it is a. I'll cast it here in the display.
Oh, okay. Or is it it's a save? Okay.
Yep, it's a save. It's DC 13 save, strength save, and then
It does not
take 1d8.
You whip down at this thing and it wraps around one of the I don't know, antenna things, and you start to pull on it and it just starts to pull back.
Okay.
The lightning seems
All
to
right.
be dancing across the canvas.
Okay. So then it doesn't hit. I don't do the extra 2d8, but since it's in my range, I do the extra 2d radiant damage for it being in 10 feet of me. So it will take 2 radiant damage.
It takes 2 radiant damage and it makes it a little bit cranky.
And it's lit up in here.
Okay.
Yes.
How much light are
And-
you shedding?
Let me put it in here. It's 10 feet. It sheds, what is the specific? You shed bright light 10 feet and dim light an additional 10 feet.
Okay.
So radiant consumption. I'm gonna post it here.
Okay. Okay.
So that is active and ongoing, and yeah.
It goes to its turn then. And
Not in that area.
Okay. It looks up out of its hole at you. And
Bleh.
no. It attempts to bite you from behind. Just essentially right up from under the foot. It kind of instead of sticking its head out, it's trying to just come up from under you. It does not appear to do so. And it begins to burrow further. And
We see it do the thing.
it does not ever come out of the hole that it's in to break visual. And you can feel the ground under you starting to rumble as it moves. What in the name of all right, so it attempts to bite you and misses. It's just, I mean, it's used to striking from a subterranean position, but it's not used to essentially striking from a subterranean position directly into the sun because it still has freaking eyes. And it does not compensate correctly.
Bright light. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like you said, at the edge of this hole, and you see like razor sharp pinchers kind of snap right in front of you, and then it starts to burrow, and you can feel the ground underneath you kind of shift
Mm.
as the hole starts to move.
Exciting.
Yeah, Belden.
Does Ilian get a attack of opportunity on it? Or
You know what?
did it,
Sure.
or is it down?
I haven't used my
down from the hole
reaction.
further?
It did leave your space, and you could see it. So yes, I will give you
Yeah.
an attack of opportunity on it.
Oh, good call there. New
That's a solid
new
call.
guy. You guys doing good.
Yeah, right.
Like it.
Hey, hit him as he leaves.
Hit him as he leaves. 10.
10 is not hit. As it's slinking away, you glance up off at the armor there.
Valiant tries. The dice are not in my favor. Okay, that'll be it. Turn for me. Well, it was his turn anyway, so.
Yeah, so Belden.
Okay.
The creature
So-
is fully submerged somewhere.
Okay. I'm trying to mark, my spiritual weapon is right next to a hull. Kinda like in that
Yeah,
area. so
we'll
trying to-
say it would be there.
Okay.
Because it was above the creature that got hit. So that should
Yeah.
be fine.
So I would move
Actually,
it.
you know what? I'll be kind and I'll say it was there because the creature was one step ahead when you cast it.
Okay.
So
So now try and move it 20 feet into the hole. Like, is it leaving a hole or is it just kind of?
it is leaving a hole. Do you need to be able to see the thing your spiritual weapon hits? Like, do you have to see it to tell it to attack?
No.
Okay, then yes, absolutely. You should be able to reach it because it has not
Okay.
traveled very far.
Okay.
And the distance is not, it's like a kind of a bend down, so you should be okay to reach it.
Okay. So then as a bonus action, I swing with my, and that misses for a 6. It swings into the dirt and just can't find, it's caught on a rocky ledge that the creature left.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like just attacking in a 3D space is weird because you know where the creature should be and it knows where the creature should be, but it kind of does a swing and impacts into the side of the tunnel.
Okay. And then that changed a little bit. What is it gonna do? I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt. So
How?
uh,
Does it? I don't think you can bend it like Beckham.
It says a flash of light streaks towards a creature of your choice within range. It does not say anything about having to see it.
Fair enough.
Making a spell attack or a ranged spell attack against the target. Yeah.
Can you please link? Oh no, you probably can't link it. Okay, yeah.
And I can
Unless-
try. And copy
Calanthe
it.
should be able to link it. She has guiding
unless
bolt too, I think.
see otherwise, I don't see why you can't. Roll me that to hit while I look it up.
I put it in the chat. And that is a natural 20 for a 25 to hit.
Okay. Please
And
roll me that beautiful bean footage.
so that's gonna be 8d or 16d6. So that's 26, and then
Did you say 16? So it's 46
sorry,
normally.
46.
So 8d6.
Hang on. Yeah, so 26 damage,
Okay.
26 radiant damage.
So attack rolls made against the target before the end of your next turn have advantage thanks to the mystical dim light. So it is shedding dim light, but it is mystical. So you said 26 damage, correct?
Yeah, 26.
Okay. All right. Then we shall move on to Holly. The hole that dug into in the ground was right about there.
Does it have to 1, 2, 3, 4? Does it look to be? I'll walk up to it because like right now it's under the ground, right? So I'm not on top of it technically.
Correct.
I'm looking into the
Wait,
hole. Does the hole seem to be collapsing?
No.
I jump in the hole.
Okay. Yeah, you get in that hole. Yeah, let's put it right there. Okay, so you drop down and you're staring at its ass, essentially. And it is glowing faintly. You have
And then
advantage.
I will attack it.
Is it any attack? It's any attack until
Any
next
attack.
turn, right? Attack rolls made against this target before the end of your next turn.
15 hit.
15 will hit.
One-handed. It takes 10 damage.
Okay. All right. It takes that 10 damage and it does not like it at all.
I will. I just realized I plugged the hole.
Indeed.
I will use second wind to regain some hit points quick. I'll regain 8. And then I will use my last 5 movement speed to kind of
You're just gonna press up against the wall there.
like climb halfway out, like
Okay.
maybe get up on the edge, but I'm gonna move 5 feet away, so I'm not fully plugging the hole.
Okay.
So I'll take the attack of opportunity if it has an op attack.
It is gonna do that. It feels you bonk it really hard and then it decides to whip back around. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
15 does not hit me, but it also takes an extra 3 damage because I'm large. I do an extra d6 of damage.
I was waiting for that. Okay. So it does not get the chance to wheel around and attack you because you hit it and you're like, oh, this feels like it's just hanging on, and you kind of muscle into it just a little bit and you can hear the carapace crack as its back just snaps.
Just kind of smush it into the wall in front of it.
Yeah, you
Yay.
use is it a hammer or what was your?
Oh,
what
it's
is
a
your-
hammer, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you hit it with that hammer, and it like leaves that indent like as if you hit like drywall where it leaves like a patch hole, and you kind of muscle it in with that extra giant strength, and you can hear the carapace start to fracture and crack as you push it up against the far wall, and it goes limp And it does that weird spider thing where the legs continue to twitch after it's clearly dead.
Nice.
And it appears as though it is no longer moving.
I caught up to it and I seem to have smushed it. I think it's dead.
All right. Do you want to
I look around and listen for any other movement.
Okay.
How long
Do you
does
want to
my
stay in rounds or do you want
perception
to drop out of rounds?
What's that?
I said, do you want to stay in rounds? You want to drop out of rounds?
Don't know.
Anything
drop-
threatening look around? Because I would stay or my ability will be done.
The rumbling does not appear to be occurring anymore. So what I'll say is, if you have any activated abilities that last for a minute, tell me what you'd like to do within the time frame of that activated ability, so that if combat breaks out again, you still have it. Like, what is the first thing you would do?
I mean, I guess while I have light, I might check the other side of the cave here.
Okay.
I would
Like,
drag
or-
the creature out of the hole and lay it next to the hole for inspection purposes.
I will,
use my hammer.
Since I'm radioactive right now, I'll stay away from people.
I look
Okay.
around for more of those little sticks poking out that might
Absolutely.
indicate more creatures.
Please to give me a perception check.
You over here.
Sure.
And I will allow you, if you so choose, there's a stone with the light spell. You can pick it up and move it around if you wanted.
Yep, feel free to use that.
Okay, with
Nine.
a 29, as you're kind of holding the stone aloft, you do not appear to see anything else. You know what? I'm going to give you a free knowledge nature check for this, Clancy, as what you're doing is looking around for stuff.
Nature?
Yeah.
Knowledge?
Yeah.
Are you guiding yourself again?
Always guide.
You don't know about insects, but you know there's definitely offspring in that cave there. So it's entirely possible this could have been a breeding pair of some sort.
Mm.
Oh no, we killed mom and dad.
As this was acid, or as they have
Belched
acid
acid.
attacks, do I feel like these were the critters that were hurting the sweet deer?
You believe that to be a very safe assumption, based on your medicine check from earlier and how you've seen them behave. It looks like it probably burst out of the ground and would have sheared off a section of the flank. So it matches exactly with medically what you saw.
All right, I'm gonna go shillelagh all the eggs.
One at a time.
Ooh, omelets. I will do mine. Little bacon cheese.
You just walk in the room, they all burst into flames.
All right. So
I just have this
guys-
big fear of a chest burster all of a sudden.
Yeah, right. As you approach, one of the eggs.
Make sure there's no
just
safe
kidding.
suckers.
No, thank you. All right. All right. So you're
Any-
gonna go do that.
Yep.
Okay. Go on. What is everybody else doing?
I'm exploring the other part of the cave with my radiant self.
With the old
Um,
radiant self.
Yeah.
I would like to explore the Thorid,
The hua?
the Thorisk thing. Or,
Oh, the dead thing.
Bug.
yeah.
Okay.
Food.
I'm gonna
Alright,
look for the robot
so-
thing.
You can look for the. Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Perfect. So give me, Hully, please give me an investigation check. Ilian, please give me a perception check. And Desir, please give me an investigation.
I would be assisting you since I'm right there.
Okay. We will say nice.
Very nice.
Between Hully, who's looking for the creature, and Desir, who's looking at the creature, you walk up to this one that's got the back that's essentially cracked open, and you hear a faint, almost contented purring noise from within this creature.
Okay.
You do not believe that the insides, other than certain parts of its digestive tract, are acidic.
Interesting.
Um,
I'm gonna take a piece of
We-
the carpus,
Okay.
just a piece.
do I believe that maybe that device or automata is inside of it?
There's a noise that you cannot place with a living creature that is coming from within this.
I'm gonna give it a smush with my
Okay.
hammer and like break it up like a lobster claw. And
Mm,
As you
Mm,
start
butter.
cracking at it, the box falls out, or what was the box falls out. It looks like someone took too much like red or pink Play-Doh and jammed it inside this box. It's whatever is
Ugh.
beneath this casing has swelled,
Mm.
and like the metal plates are almost busting at the welds, and it is like it this steel box almost looks like it has a pot belly almost, and it kind of lays contentedly on the ground.
I'll look at
And
Belbin and be like, I think we overfed
Yeah.
the creature.
the slot where he initially put the piece in, the teeth still haven't rescinded because it's too lazy. And it is just like contentedly purring in just a pile of ichor as it
good word.
sits. And so it's just sitting there just,
It's like in a food coma.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. They may want this back. So, did you have a way of transporting it? Is something to put this in?
I take my cloak and kind of wrap around it.
Okay. It does not fight you. You notice at the edges where it's faintly oozing out, the cloak feels like it's kind of tacky, like it's sticking a little bit to the thing.
Give prestidigitation. Let's clean this thing up.
Okay. So you clean off the exterior. It still looks pudgy and overfilling of its container, but
Yeah, but now it's not coated in you.
yes.
I'll probably shrink at this point.
What's that?
I'll probably shrink at this point.
Okay. And then Ilian, you find multiple corpses of various woodland creatures.
Sad day.
In that like kind of oozish state of what's left of them kind of thing. They've clearly been kind of dragging them down here. You can, with every degree of certainty, say that this is probably the thing that Catman Jones had intended for you to find.
Okay, good, I guess.
So,
All
is
right.
there anything else you would like to do down here?
I'll stop radiating then.
Okay. All right.
Yep, I will shrink. Kind of check in with everybody, see how they're doing. Is everybody okay?
Super good.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Decent. Good. Decent.
Okay.
Good.
I'll walk over to anybody.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'll walk over to anybody and if anybody needs healing, I can offer some kind words, or I can touch their wound and cure it.
Okay. Is anyone gonna take him up on that offer? Otherwise, we will let you guys choose to exit or stay or explore as you will.
What was the offer?
I would take healing, but I'd rather short rest.
Well, I think the question really becomes, were these the problem with that we were facing with Catman Jones, or was this just something completely different?
I think we sorted it and the answer was yes.
Yeah. The Ilian had been kind of exploring this cave and is fairly confident that
I shared that
matches
with
the
everybody.
description of what you'd been sent after. So. Okay. Do you want to take that healing? Do you want to do a short rest? Are you going to do it here? Are you going to do it up on the surface? What's your thought process?
Whatever people are comfortable with, I would take healing, please. But then I would still like to take a short rest and get some abilities back.
I concur.
We got 9 healing for you, Hull.
Okay, you're pretty fucked up, honey. Honey.
I'm perfectly content to do whatever. I
Yes,
didn't do
I would
anything,
like
so
healing.
yeah.
Okay.
I have my own healing at this point, so I'm good.
And Cal, you can take 6 healing.
Thank you.
All right. And then are you going to rest down here? Or are you going to rest up on the surface?
We seem to have dealt with all the creatures and their offspring. They don't look like the type to collect things, and we've explored thoroughly, I assume, all of you. Are you satisfied? Should we leave? Everyone?
I mean, yeah, I think we've got what we came for. I don't know if there's any other. I think we explored everything in the tunnels too, right? Did we get down here?
Yeah, I think
we
there was
poked
one
around.
room that you kind of poked into, but other than that,
Okay.
yeah. You've seen roughly what's
There
going
wasn't a
on.
horde of like Ankic treasure or something like that.
You think you may have found the corpse of an elf that was just a little too dumb and wasn't watching its footing, but anything that it was wearing was thoroughly
Gone.
digested. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good here.
Okay.
All right. Then let's back out and get a move on home. Maybe get away from this a little bit and have a sit.
Rest. Take a breather.
Good.
All
Probably a
right.
good idea.
So I will say you slowly, carefully, methodically, or quickly make your way back up to the surface and kind of make a little bit of a rest, a little makeshift camp, a little ways away. You can munch something if you have anything you want to discuss with each other. You can do that real quick. Otherwise, would you like to do a little bit of fast forward, make it back to camp, main camp, or what would you like to do?
I'll say, or were we supposed to call Catman Jones back and let him know that we took care of this? Or how did he say how we were supposed to contact him?
Seems like the type of entity that would know where we are and what we're doing.
Like on our way back, maybe he'll pop up and let us know.
Do you want to try and summon him? in
Catman
some
Jones,
sense?
Catman Jones, Catman Jones.
Ooh.
I will again scratch your belly.
Oh.
You, as you say that, give me a persuasion check, please.
I got myself.
Okay.
I got myself.
I cut myself quick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna need it.
Oofta.
Ooh.
Hey, all right. Real
A
bad at
lot of
that.
ones across the board.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. So you say, I'll scratch your belly, and you hear nothing as it echoes into the forest. Does anyone else want to try and figure out a way to? I'm trying to think of what you guys would know about him to Some of them. Someone pitch me anything that you might think, and we'll see if we can make this work still.
Nope.
No,
My character fully expects this thing to find us on our way
Okay.
out.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
I'm not, nothing's coming to mind.
all right. So we'll say you finish your short rest. You may take a short rest as you do, and get your dice as you choose to use them for hit points back.
Anybody have any
Uh,
tuna fish on them?
Yeah, right.
Fish.
Catnip?
As you are on your way back to main base camp, I'm going to ask for a perception check, presumably from Rankin, as he is the one who tends to be doing the perception checks as he's flying.
Sir,
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
okay.
It's going to be like last time, isn't it?
Just miss everything.
There's a thing over
I-
there.
I can't see shit.
Bug in my eye.
So you fly right over him as the main party walks by. Someone has a passive perception of 16, do they not?
I have 15.
15. Okay. I thought Calanthe had a high one as well.
I think she
it's
does.
16.
Yeah, I think it is 16.
Okay. So you and Calanthe notice Catman Jones is standing out in the middle of a field with a little bit of seed sitting on his lower lip, and his head is fully open Pac-Man style to about 90 degrees. And he's sitting there just in the middle of a field.
Oh, he's bird watching. I think he's bird watching.
Yes, watching.
Yep.
Like my neighbor.
I'm just imagining like a Totoro, like just
Oh,
with
yeah,
a different skin.
His head, it's like, imagine the rest of the head is there and he's open at about like a full 90-degree mouth. And as you kind of start to approach him, a small bird flies and lands right on the lip and starts to peck. And his mouth closes on it.
Hmm.
And he turns to look at you. And as he starts to speak, you can see the bird flying around behind his eyes. Says,
I clap and give him and say, "Good show, good sir."
I see you've solved my problem. He kind of looks at you and he can see a little bit of the acid burns and whatever. And he says, you may inform your God, man, being that he has a boon from me. And he bows and his head falls off like an ice cream cone. And he picks it up and runs into the forest.
Is the bird still flopping around in there as his head's
Oh
bobbing
yeah,
around?
yeah. The bird
Yes.
seems to be making an audible noise as it rolled off. So you may proceed back to camp.
It seems we've gained an ally for the collective. Hopefully that bodes well for us.
We shall see. We'll do a
So
little
yeah, we'll
bit.
head back.
Okay, we'll do a little bit of camp and then we can. I'll let you
Well,
guys go for the evening.
While we were short resting, I was sketching some of the tunnels and stuff that
Sure.
are in there. So however that's going to play into the story, just keeping it in mind.
Give me a cartographer's tools check with expertise, so double proficiency.
Would that be Dex? What is that?
I would
Check
say
against.
it is typically intelligence plus double proficiency for you right now.
All right, so that'll be whatever it is. Add 4.
Mhm.
Here, Josh's video is not the one that lights up when he talks.
Correct.
The
he is
other one.
There's a reason behind that.
Oh, okay.
He's probably talking.
So it's
on the
14.
phone. Okay.
Yeah, I left my
and-
headset, but the camera. It's like I could. You really want me to blow your mind? Check this out.
I hate it.
Oh.
Mintok, the mind taker.
Yeah, my
So-
headset's somewhere else. So
Yeah, you get a fairly accurate representation of the general lay of the land. Every tree may not be in place, but there would be a passable overland map, and so you can say, right now, say map extends 5 miles northeast of main camp. Would be a good descriptor of that.
okay, I'll
And-
kind of keep track of that then. So
Yeah, we'll start to keep track of that because that'll be important. As you approach the main camp, the compound, as I've been referring to it, every minute or two, there will be one, the birds stop within a certain distance of the camp. And then every couple of minutes, you hear a like thunderous noise, and then it stops.
Okay. You kind of broke up when you made that noise. I am not certain what we're doing.
Like a booming, thudding noise
Coming from the camp?
coming from the camp. Every couple of minutes, you hear it.
we're not in the camp.
You are not yet.
Do we see anything in a distance, like smoke or anything?
Can I
Give
like
me- give me a-
fly up?
Give me a
and see?
perception
Yeah.
check,
Yeah. You,
Mr. Birdman.
Mr. Bird.
Yay, mediocre
Okay.
rolls.
Consistent, right? It's been a
Um,
rough day.
You see, with your eagle eyes, there are 4 points on the edge of the ramparts of this kind of camp makeshift castle thing. And to correspond with the noise, roughly, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds before you hear the noise, you see puffs of smoke from those 4 points, and then you hear the noise shortly afterwards.
Like they're like synchronized.
Think like thunder and lightning. So you see the
Mm.
puffs of smoke from these 4 points, and then a certain sound travel,
Okay.
time frame later, you hear the noise that they're making.
I'll like fly back down and I'll say, the people back at camp, do they know how to make lightning?
Been here like 30 seconds. So
It's been roughly, I don't know, less than a week. I think you've been
Yeah.
in this place.
Maybe we should approach with caution.
I make no assumptions about that camp. I don't know what their capabilities are or not. It could be normal, it could be awful. We don't know.
That's fair.
So you approach the camp cautiously, I'm
I
assuming.
would say so.
I don't think rushing in at this point is like called for. So,
Seems like the safe bet, right? Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
me one more perception check before you get there, Mr. Birdman.
All right, more mediocre rolls.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
He hits. Swings and he
Um,
hits.
Do you have anything specific that gives you like better vision at a distance? I thought there were, or am I thinking of the?
So I have.
He ate a carrot when we were sitting down there. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I should have probably used this when we were tracking the other dude, but I have advantage on survival checks to track my favored enemy as well as int checks to
Okay.
recall information about them. That is monstrosities and celestial.
Okay. No, I was thinking of maybe my eagle eye goggles or something like that. That was
Sounds
something
right.
that you also had, but
Oh yeah, no,
was
I'm
incorrect.
blind like a bat.
okay. You see, there are 2 figures sitting on top of the ramparts, kind of facing your direction. You can assume by their size and coloring that it's probably Gliz and Mugabe. And they appear to be sitting on the fantasy equivalent of lawn chairs. On the top of the ramparts facing out kind of in your direction.
And
And
like,
then
when the lightning hits, are they like doing something or like?
you can see Gliz make some sort of motion. And there's a
They're fishing
delay.
with dynamite.
And there's a delay of a second or two, and then you see all the puffs of smoke, and then you hear the thunder.
Okay.
But they're just sitting up there by themselves. So that's what's going on.
We should probably check with them.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want them to blow us up.
Yeah.
Right.
you-
Fair.
So what do you want to do? How do you want to approach?
I'm not great with people. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But so how I guess how accessible is that? Like, are they like if we're on the edge, can we talk to them or
There's-
like?
yeah,
do I
there's
need
like
to
a no
fly up?
man's land, and then there's like the castle itself. So as you
Okay.
approach, you get up close enough, and you can tell that Gliz is absolutely shit-faced, and he appears to be throwing something in the air. And then as you're approaching, the sound starting to sync up. There are these 4 towers with some sort of pipe stick type thing on them. And he's throwing this up in the air, and you see these 4 towers converge on whatever this thing is, and then you see the smoke, hear that thunderous noise, and the thing that he's throwing up is just absolutely obliterated.
Hey,
Can I make a
Gliz,
perception check as to what he's throwing out, or
What's that?
can I make a perception check as to what he's
Yeah,
throwing out?
absolutely, sure.
Say 22.
Okay. From the edge of the forest, you can see it's a combination. There's two. He's not necessarily alternating, but it's whatever he can reach at the time. And there is a small pile of what appear to be pixies, and sitting next to them is a small pile of bottles. And he is alternating between throwing the pixies up in the air and taking one of the bottles from the pile and throwing it in the air.
Okay.
And if you're not concealing your movements, probably as you approach the edge, Mugabe, the robot, would see you first, and then Gliz would notice you shortly afterwards.
hey, Gliz,
I
what's oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I have no reason to conceal my movements. So
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll call up Gliz. What's going on up there?
as you approach, Gliz says, "The Corvalites are marching." And then he grabs a bottle, whips it up in the air, and you guys wouldn't know this in world, but out of world, essentially what looks like a automated anti-aircraft defense system kicks in, and it just obliterates this bottle.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I was like, Rogan, I wouldn't fly too high up there.
Yeah. If you want to give me maybe an Arcana check, or Arcana check would be best to kind of figure out what's happening before you get up there.
I would
If anyone
guide you
wants to
if
do
you
that.
allow it.
If anyone wants to try and figure out what's occurring here.
This
good at that.
This is outside of my purview.
Fair enough. Okay.
Whatever. I'll give it a whirl since I'm there.
Okay,
Okay, 16, and then you said you were guiding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
she
ah,
said
yeah.
it. It was
Ah,
there.
geez,
It was in
Gary.
there. 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
It appears like he is, in order to get the bottles to do what you're seeing them happen, he is rolling them around near the pile of the pixies, and they seem to be dripping something as he's whipping them in the air. And
He's
he
not tossing
is,
the pixies into the sky, is he?
oh,
Oh,
every
no,
now
he
and then
is.
he'll grab a
Oof.
pixie by the foot and just fling it.
Does he
And
get blasted too?
oh yeah, it
Oh, right. Okay.
they snap right onto it and just and then a fine mist kind of falls down.
Blech.
And then everybody in the camp can fly.
Yeah, exactly. Only if they think happy thoughts. And like I said, Gliz is absolutely hammered.
Gliz, who's on the march?
The Corvalites.
The
Everybody's
Corvalites.
gone home.
Was
And
that
he
that
says-
goblin?
Yeah, it's the goblin one. And he says, everyone's gone home, and he starts to giggle, and then he starts to weep a little bit, and then he starts to giggle again.
Gliz, you missing your friends?
We won't see anybody for a long time, I'm sure.
I mean, we're here, right?
Yeah.
Who's in charge?
This is home now. It's the he says the god's still here, the binary
Oh,
god
okay.
is still
Gotcha.
around.
Is he?
Come on
available?
down here. Let's go talk. We got some adventures to tell you. Come on down off of there.
He stands up
I get ready to catch him.
and looks over at you and does, let's see if he can, he's gonna pull some bullshit.
But it's not to say that.
All right, he tumbles over the edge, and what looked to be some sort of rocket boot kicks in, but he's not standing upright, so it kind of boots him like a
into the
little bit, and
ground.
he impacts into a wall right outside the camp.
I will try to catch him.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it could be athletics. Twelve.
Yeah, he's a small goblin. He's not moving that fast. He'll hit him. He impacts the wall, and then you kind of catch him on the way down.
He smells bad. He does. Yeah.
It is.
I wouldn't want to light a match.
If you've ever caught a whiff of Everclear, like this is the pure stuff that they're making here, and he is on it. But yeah, so he stumbles into your arms, and Muggaby takes the stairs, gets up, walks around,
Shaking a head.
takes a path. Yeah. Okay, so you're holding an absolutely shit-faced dwarf, or
Oh,
not
set
dwarf,
him down.
goblin. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
I'll
let's say we
make
all
sure
come
he
in
can
over.
stand. I'll set him down on his like sitting position. So
Did I put Gliz? There he is. Okay. He fluctuates between softly giggling and softly weeping.
mhm.
And there's a moment where he kind of sits and he looks at you. And then he starts to giggle again and starts to weep. And Muggaby comes up and says, "Were you successful?"
We were successful.
Excellent.
We have a boon from Catman Jones.
Excellent. Please excuse my friend. It's been a trying couple of days. We will try and find, and he pauses for a moment and looks around and says, we will try and find Randor. He had something worked up for you. I'll please watch him. I'm worried. And he turns and starts to walk away. And if no one stops him, he will walk into the what you call it, the main encampment magical building thing. And I don't know, probably a minute or two later, Randor comes out, followed by probably the tallest goblin woman you've ever seen.
Goodness.
It being someone that's, I mean, which isn't saying much for a goblin, but it's, you know, a 5 foot tall goblin woman is a good head and a half taller than any other goblin you've ever seen in your life. Well dressed, fairly, you know, just like kind of smoothed edges, not all the sharp bits and everything that you would normally see. And
Oh, so like the Rule 34 type of goblin.
oh
not
yeah,
like
you know
the
it.
actual true to life goblin. Gotcha.
Yeah. You'd almost think maybe not purely goblin blood would be the reasoning behind this. Maybe a little bit, like I said, a little bit shorter on the ears, a little less pointy teeth, a little bit fairer in the face kind of thing. And her and Randor have a short conversation. And she walks onto the teleporting platform. And if anybody wants to try and hear what they're saying, you may make a perception check. Otherwise, she walks on and leaves.
My character is not a nosy type.
Okay,
Same.
perfect. So then she gets on the teleporter platform and leaves. And then there is a sigil on the teleporter that goes dark. And then Randor walks up to you and says, "So were you successful?" Mugabe seems to have implied that you were.
Yes, we were successful. We have solved the Catman Jones problem and gained ourselves a boon.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. It's good to have good news. Thank you very much. What we've been working on is getting you all rooms, individual rooms for yourselves if you intend to stay here. Ones that you can customize as you see fit within the proper structure proper, I should say. And we've been, you know, it's just a little bit of a way of saying thank you and make things a little more homey.
I have intentions of staying as long as we're allowed to hone our craft. At least I want to, and better myself.
Indeed, keep is a strong word. There are craftsmen for every skill that you could imagine, or at least many of the tool-based ones, as well as typically artificers and wizards of most of the schools here. So there's definitely learning to be had. But if you so choose, we should be able to have those ready as soon as tomorrow. In the meantime, like I said, it's good to hear good news.
Do you know what a boon from Catman Jones entails?
I am afraid to assume, but
Yeah.
typically a boon from an archfey such as that is as described, a boon. It is of benefit when asked, which is hard to find in a place like this sometimes. I will never turn it down.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
If you end your evening in the barracks tonight, we should have your rooms ready on the morrow.
Very good.
Good.
No, go ahead. He was done.
I was just asking, is Grizz gonna be okay? Because he was like putting the air defense up there to the test, and he's pretty loaded. So he might need a little therapy or detox or something.
I mean, we'll need to talk to him. He and Mugabe and the binary god himself or themselves come from a specific plane, often referred to as the Endless Isles, which is where the binary god got his start and ascended from, which is where most of the goblins that you see here came from. They learned at an academy that he founded. And there are factions within that world who are displeased at their rise to power and are acting against it at this point. It's unfortunate. That's where most of our staff has gone and why the automated defenses had to be brought online much sooner.
So we need to prep for war.
Hopefully it won't flow over into this realm. Really, the things that we would be concerned about here would be making sure that we're continuing our progress, making sure that we don't backslide, and hopefully making some more alliances, because we will have less warm bodies, we'll say, to help us out with that. So you will be much more of need in the coming
Okay.
time.
So less of a concern for us right now.
Yeah, I would not expect. The binary god's daughter just closed the portal from the other side. So we shouldn't be worried about any sort of incursion. And then we should be okay here. We can't go back. No, that's why I'm sure Gliz is upset. The portal was closed from their end. So they can't return to their home plane until they either find a different way to get there or this is all resolved.
Oh, so he is sulking.
Yeah, he's having a sulk. So
All right. Well,
if you,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say if you'd care to retire for the evening, or if you want to stay out here and watch his festivities. As he points up towards a pile of pixie corpses and bottles of alcohol. You may feel free to do so.
I'll let him
Pretty
mourn in his own time, I guess. I'll
Yeah.
retire.
Yeah, I'll retire. And thank you for the consideration of rooms of our own. I look forward to settling in tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, they can be. It's very nice. It's unique in that in the way that they form. So
Are you capable of making one fully submerged in water?
oh, more than capable. They are their own space. If you desire an underwater habitat, it can be yours.
Okay.
As far as we've been recently informed, there's apparently a room that we've not been aware of previous. So the limitations are not even known to us at this point.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, am I not supposed to say that?
No.
Or a habit to break?
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a pause for a moment, and he goes,
Mm.
"I'll take those rations back, though."
You can have them.
Yeah. So he makes the exchange to kind of essentially
Level the
dispel
scales.
the favor. Yeah.
Okay.
And he takes the rations that you were given. And then
I do not, thank you, and I would like to keep my rations.
You may. Indeed, you may. And so
I nodded
once
in
you
awe.
retire, we will say we will end it here for the evening, and we will also say All involved will be level 4 the next
Hey.
time we congregate.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Thanks, Rob.
yeah. You guys
Mhm.
are enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. Always
That's
have
Very
fun.
much. Good world exploration, character development.
Yeah,
Catman Jones.
Catman Jones.
I like him.
And the Corvalites are marching,
Corvalites are marching.
and it's not occurring here. And it will have no effect on this. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that.
Hey, guys.
Don't worry about it at all.
All right. Good night. See you
Good
later.
night.
Bye.
Guys.
See you later.
Bye.
And we will stop recording.
Oh.
If I can figure out how the hell to do that.
Oh,
For reference, a guiding bolt is still a